Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. We are here today again to maybe finish this up. I'm not sure because I keep adding things that I feel like I forgot or whatever. We're going to work on the tags to go in it, and I have like 3 different tags that have ways of adding extra paper, especially since like this doesn't have a ton of writing space. I kind of consider it more of an art piece really than say a journal. I mean, you could definitely write in it, but I think it would look really cool like on a shelf or something, just as an art piece. So that's what I thought we could work on, is the tags. But I'm going to show you really quick what I did. You guys saw that I put this flower here and then used a Stabilo all pencil and just kind of went in here, and I did wet it a little bit so you can see how the Stabilo all came up on there. But I think that looks much better than it did. It's not perfect. Like, I would prefer that tab not being on her head at all, but since it is, that's the way it is. I also added this. It's just some, you know how sari silk, like especially certain kinds, seem to just fray a whole lot more than others. Well, this one had all kinds of fuzzy stuff on it, and so I took it off, and there was some of the brown sari silk little fuzzies on there too. Put those underneath, just kind of glued them all down. Then I stitched together this piece of lace, this piece of brown sari, and there's just a little like remnant number in there. I just stitched those together on the sewing machine and then glued it on there. So that's what that is. And we did this together. Oh, I added this little cluster again with the sari silk and some lace and a flower, and I just kind of stitched all over it, just a cluster to go on the envelope, because I don't want to cover this all up because it's really cool the way the oxide ink distressed that. And then I stuck a couple of like tag things in here that we can work on. And then that you guys saw. Oh, I added one of the pockets from the digital download in the City Volume 2. That's just the little envelope there with the back part. And I wanted to mention again, with this envelope, when you fold these flaps over, it doesn't fit on this part of the envelope anymore, this back part. So I just trim the sides off of the back part of the envelope so that they're the same side. But you got to cut off of both sides so that they're kind of even. I'm not blaming my son. I'm just saying he doesn't totally get how we put all this stuff together, which how could he? It is not his thing at all. But anyway, he just thought they needed to be the same size, but he wasn't taking into account the flaps when they get folded down. It's no big deal, and I apologize on that, and I keep meaning to fix it, but then I'm like, I forget, and I do a new one, and it's the same size. So anyways, I did this tag, did a little cluster of fabric. I did stitch around these tags, added some of the paper from the kit. I just don't want you guys to be discouraged if you try to put these pockets together and yours don't fit together, because you just need to trim the sides off of that back piece a little, and then it will fit. And then there's that tag, and then I just added one of these little Tim Holtz people because he looks cute in there. So we're going to keep working here. So let's just start with one of them. And I have, again, this is just more manila file folder. And I've just spattered it and stuff with the Distress Oxide in Walnut. And I spritzed it with some coffee. Not a ton of coffee, but you can see there's like coffee right there. And we're going to ink around it. Are you surprised? So how y'all doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a good day, except I'm freezing. I'm starting to get warm now. My heater's going. I turned it up a degree, but yeah, it was 20 when I got up this morning. So again, we're back kind of in the cold. And then it's supposed to be 60 on Saturday. So we're doing that drastic up and down, which is never great for your body trying to like regulate the, figure out what temperature we're in. So yeah, it's just been kind of that. Our power went out last night for a couple hours, so that wasn't super fun because it was cold. But I'm telling you, it's just cuckoo crazy times. I mean, not that the power going out is that big of a deal. It's just ours doesn't go out very often. So I know a lot of places it does. Where I grew up, it would go out quite frequently. So it just depends on how big the area is that you live in. We're in a much bigger area than where I grew up, so. Okay, so there's that. So yeah, I grew up in a little tiny town, mining town, like I said last time, outside of Reno, Nevada. A lot of people have asked me if it was Colorado. No, it probably definitely seems like that though, because a lot of those mining areas are super similar. So yeah, I'm sure that there are places in Colorado, because of the whole mining situation, that are super duper similar. So, and you know, they boomed in the early 1900s, and then as you know, mining or whatever, like in my case, the town I grew up in, the silver ran out, and so then people move on because they want to go find the next place where they can get money. So essentially the town I grew up in was considered a ghost town while I was growing up. I mean, we didn't really refer to it as that because there's always been people that lived there, and it was never like vacant or anything like that. But that's just kind of what people call it. You know, it became a touristy trap type thing. There is a ton of history, so it is quite interesting. But yeah, it's when the silver ran out, that was sort of the end. I'm just going to add different papers from the kit. And as you can see, I have, oh, let me give you measurements. I really stink at that measurement thing, I'm telling you. I'm just going to kind of pair these. And you can see this is kind of the folded part. This is the natural fold of the manila file folder. So it's nothing fancy. It's just a piece off of that. And let me get my ruler here. I don't love this metal one because I can't always see it. Oh, I moved my camera too. I put it up, hooked it to the wall unit up there. So hopefully now when I lean on my desk and ink, well, I know I won't shake you at that time, but I shouldn't shake you a whole lot unless I'm getting stuff off of that wall unit. So anyway, this is like 3 1/4 wide this way, and then I just cut the manila file folder, that end off of it, at 7. So, oh, you know what? I should probably make sure that's going to fit in a pocket before we do more to it. So yeah, it does. It's kind of tight though, so I think I might make it a wee bit smaller, just because once we add paper into it, because we're gonna like turn it into a little paper pad. Let me grab my cutter. I know I never have my cutter, and that's because I use it to do my orders, and so I take it across the room to do my orders, and then I forget. I'm gonna cut off this side because it's a little, like, it's not folded evenly. So it was kind of a crazy place to grow up. It's Virginia City, Nevada. I don't, you know, most people are like, what? No, I mean, people just don't know a lot about it. And some people do, but it's just a super small area. But anyway, I did not get that even at all. So it was the Comstock lode, the silver mining, if you've ever heard of that. I know, obviously, if you're from another country, especially, you're definitely not going to know anything about it, probably. I don't know. I'm always surprised at the tourists for that. We did get, you know, we got people from all over the world, so. But I think it's something you have to, like, look for or look into or whatever to know much about. But yeah, I was 4th generation up there. So, long time my family was there mining, you know, while it was a mining area. It still wants to sit kind of sideways. That's funny. It must just be the wave of the paper. Okay, so anyway, we're just going to take different papers. This is out of the kit. And then maybe one of these. And then we can take some of this. just like 4 or 5 sheets. You don't need tons, you know, but just, I'm not really measuring, as you can see. I'm going to leave that edge because it's got that nice kind of patina on it. And that one, maybe another one from the kit. Yeah, I had quite a few people think it was in Colorado, but I know why, because they're very similar. I'm just gonna tear it wherever. Okay, I do want to ink, and then I think I'll put one more of these in. So I think that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put one more. 5. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm just going to ink these edges a little because they are so white. It was an interesting town to grow up in, for sure. I'm not going to worry about that. Just these ones. Because we were always very busy in the summer and, you know, just people everywhere all the time. And then in the winter, really nothing going on. I mean, people would come like locally from Reno or Carson or whatever, but okay, that's gonna go in here. Oh, I got this one too white. I kind of thought I did, and then I didn't fix it, so I'll fix it. I know I'm using my other roller. It doesn't matter. The thing I don't like about this metal one is I can't see through it, so it's really hard to tell exactly how much you're tearing off, you know? So that's why I don't use that one very often. I like the way it tears, but it's better. Yeah, you just can't see what in the world is going on. So I do like the see-through ones like those. And these are the We Are Memory Keepers rulers. There's a set of 3 that you can order from. I got mine from Amazon, and I think they always come in 3s for those, as far as I know. So this will just give us some extra writing space in this journal. And I think what I'm going to do for our purposes is just staple it, because probably should put something up here though. That one's too long too. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I didn't tear that one. My hands are super shaky today for some reason. Oh, I know why. Because I had a diet soda too. Caught 1 coffee, 1 diet soda, and then I'm just... It's like, why am I so shaky? That's why. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just staple it, and then we'll cover it so that the staples get covered. And I'm not going to go like too close to the edge because I am going to cut it like a tag. But we want to hold these papers in there. That was very convenient because there's lines in this file folder. So that makes it easy to, you know, stay in a straight line there. All right, so what do we want to put on this one? Let's see. I don't want to take too long. I'm going to show you how to do the other ones first, and then that way if I don't get them all decorated, at least you'll know how to do them. So let's go ahead and cut the corners, even though we don't have anything on here yet. Just so you know. So you want both, you know, it's one piece folded in half so that it's the same on back and front. And then you can write on the back of this too. Okay, and then it's cut like a tag, and then you have your papers inside. Okay, so you got that one. Let's do another one. And I'm sure if you've been doing this for a while, you already know that, but I'm kind of doing this for the people that are new, because I do have a lot of new subscribers and people that are new to journaling, so we want to make sure that we're including, you know, kind of everybody. And for others, it may just be kind of a reminder of, oh yeah, I forget about those. Because I watch stuff a lot, and people do stuff that I already know about, but it's like, oh, I forgot about that. I'm going to shorten this a little bit because it's the same length as the tag, and I think I just want it a tiny bit shorter. So all this is a piece of that children's manila drawing paper. So you can order that on Amazon, and it's just manila drawing paper. And it's usually used like in kindergarten or whatever so that they can just draw on it because it's pretty cheap. So it's about 9 3/4 by 6 3/4 roughly. It's just going to more depend on what size tags you have, right? And my tags are, and this is again manila file folder, 3 1/4 by 7. Okay. So we're going to hook, you know what I'm just thinking? I want to make sure this one fits too. I know this is weird, but you glue a little bit different every time you glue, you know, something like this together. So we don't want it to be a pain to put it in and out. So yeah, I am going to cut it a little. I mean, it fits, but that's not real fun. I'll have to cut a little bit off of each side to make it even. I'm just cutting like a sliver off. I don't know if it's me or this cutter, but I can't cut straight with it, I feel like. I try to always, sometimes it's me because I don't line it up right, but other times I'm not sure that it's even cutting straight. And I don't know how you fix that or what you do about that. Maybe it needs to be tightened or something. I don't know. I should probably play with it and see if I can figure it out. I'm not real good at that stuff. Now this is too big. Oh my gosh. I think it'll be fine. It's not much. And we don't want to just cut it because then that's where our folds are. Okay, and then we're going to take this, obviously, I'm sure this is very apparent, and glue it onto the back. It is going to have to be cut down a little. Ugh. I'm going to have to refold it, so I think I'm just going to fold it again. Sorry, you know, best laid plans. You get everything all together, and then I can use that one for something else. Let me measure it again, though. And then realize that that's not going to work. So I said 9 3/4, so let's just cut it at 9 1/2. And then fold it into thirds. So 9 1/2. And then we're going to cut it at a little bit less than 7 because the tag is 7. And then we want thirds, so I'm just going to sort of guesstimate that. And if you're smart, you'll probably measure it. That's too wide. No. Okay. Or you'll score it is another smart way to do it. Yeah, that'll work. And then once we get it glued down, we'll snip the corners too, so they're not hanging over. So another super simple thing to do. So I'm thinking because like a book opens this way, this is going to be attached. Do I want it? I do want it the other way. I'm glad I did that. So I've got it with this side being flat, then it folding down in so that it opens, you know, like a book would kind of thing. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm really bad at explaining some of these things. So yeah, and then when I glue too, I shouldn't be shaking you guys either. I mean, I'm sure I'll shake you at some point, but at least maybe it won't be quite as often. Have to let me know if it's better. Oh, almost did it upside down. I want to get closer to this end. Sorry. I'm just wanting to sort of be able to see what I'm doing here. So I can maybe get it semi-even. Okay. Probably didn't still, but... Okay. That's it. I think I did okay. It's not perfect. But nothing really is, so, you know, and then we're just going to trim off our little pieces that hang over. And then you can decorate the front if you choose. Throw away all my little bits. Oh yeah, and then that, when you're at the back, you can write on all those spots. Okay, so there's another idea. And then the last one is going to be similar to the first one in that we're doing a pad of paper, but on this one I've got, this was the natural fold of the manila file folder, but it was cut off back here because of, I used it for those pockets. So I just kept the fold, cut the edges off like, you know, for a tag, which this is going to have to be cut down too. I don't know what I was thinking. I always forget about that whole, oh yeah, it has to go into the pocket. Yeah. Small details, right? But yeah, you just have that little fold over and then you can turn it into a little pad of paper, just like we did with the first one. But instead of having both sides, you'll have the back kind of opened. This one, I think I might just use these. These are just cutoffs that I had from some coffee dyed. You can see it's lined paper, but it like turned it into graph paper. You can see here where the regular lines are, but the way I must have laid them to dry or whatever, they almost turned themselves into graph paper, which is interesting. Just because the, you know, the color bled onto the other part. Those are horrible cut job. Okay, trying to make some sweet pork to make sweet pork tacos. I don't know if you guys have ever had those, but they're good. So I'm attempting first time. I've done like pork carnitas. I do it in the crock pot, which I know is very different from how actual carnitas are done. But they turn out really good, and they're, you know, not cooked in oil, so that's a little bit better for you. So I'm attempting the same thing, but with the sweet pork. We have it at Costa Vida. I don't know. You guys, some places might have it, some might not. But anyway, it's very good. So I need a little more ink on these. And again, I think I will staple this. You can definitely stitch it though if you want it stitched. I just don't want to stop to stitch and all that. So I'm just gonna staple it and trim it. So it's essentially the same. And you could go all out. You could ink all these papers, you know, like I said, stitch it, make it fancy as you want. But I'm just gonna do it this way. For time. Alrighty. That tiny attacher is fabulous. The only thing I'm concerned about is putting it in and out. It may catch these pages. So I'm almost considering making this the front, just so you can see better. So maybe what we'll do is put just some, I probably should have put a decorative paper on there, huh? Did not think it through. Okay, let's take, I have some eyelash trim. And then we have all of our other stuff over here that I wanted to use. This is Tim Holtz fabric with the, you know, ruler or measuring tape or whatever in the world. And I know it's a little bit wider, so it's going to be interesting. I kind of want to try to get it narrower if possible. I don't care if there's a little like fringe hanging up, because that obviously will give it that feel of like having a, and I'll save that. You know, a tag topper, a regular tag topper on there. Is that going to be, I think that will fit. Yeah, that fits. And then maybe just another little something like, I have this black, oh my goodness, everything's sticking to it, tulle. And it's got a little sparkle to it. I think it was, oh my gosh, Halloween tulle. I like it when it tears. Okay, we're just going to use pieces, I guess, because it looks stretched out or something when it tears. That makes sense. But normally it will stretch a little more than this. This one's just like disintegrating in my hands. It's probably because I think I got it at the dollar store. It's not like the highest quality tool on the planet. I just want some little bits showing for some interest. And then maybe some of this funny stuff that I really don't love working with, but it's not too bad if you don't have to tie it. It's like trying to tie it to the top of a tag or something makes me a little nuts. So I'm just going to do some gluing. I'm trying to make this a little bit easier for people that don't sew, because I know there's a lot of you that don't sew, and I usually still sew anyway just because I like it. I like the look of it, but I just decided with this one I'm going to try not sewing very much. I did sew those tags, but I feel like that you can do or not do and not feel like it's not done or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't love messing with the eyelash. It's kind of a pain. You may have to put another staple in this to get it to stay. I'm going to wait because I think I want something else on there. How about a little piece of this? I just like all the different like textures, you know. Just kind of do it like that. It probably would be best to run a stitch through it, but now I definitely can't because it is, what do you call it? Stapled. You guys were like, wow, hello, stapled. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I might have to do one little stitch across the top. See, I can't stop. Okay, I'll staple. I'll be good. Once you get doing that stitching thing, it's really hard to not do. Just kind of, you know, bunching it different in different spots. Okay, so that'll add a little interest on our tag top. So that one was easy, and I'm not going to bother decorating the back because it's a place to write, and you know, you're not really going to see it all that much because it's down in here and it's the back. So these could even stick up a little bit. I don't even mind if this sticks out a little. Oh, gosh, I just ripped that because my stinking hands shaking. That old paper right there is just like Terror City. Okay, So that can stick up because then when the book's closed, see, you're still going to get that kind of an effect. Okay. Then let's do this one. I'm going to make that the back for this one. So this will be the side we decorate to give us some extra space. What do I want to put on there? Oh, I've got this cool tissue. I kind of want some of this. I love this part. You know, it's funny that I love all this because it's math and I don't math. So it's kind of entertaining that that is interesting to me. That was super crooked because I had my scissors under there. I think I am going to come to this side more with this building so it looks like there's a reason that it's cut off. That needs to come down. I've got so many ideas going through my head for digis. Having one of those moments. The problem is I keep just trying, you know, picking on stuff that like is going to take me ages again. Kind of like my wee forest folk thing took me ages. It's not another one of those, but it's that same sort of thing where it just took me a long time to make it happen. I mean, that's fine, but I don't know why I always have to do that to myself. Couldn't you ever just make it easy? Nope. Oh, you know what? I kind of wanted something under there. But I guess whatever it is going to be on top. Okay. I do like this tissue. Thing is, I don't want to cover a ton of that. I'm just going to kind of do this building here, even though there is a building on the other side. And I'm just going to kind of do that sort of thing. And you could get this wet where you wanted it to tear, and it'll tear a little bit easier, but I'm just going for it. I'll do something sort of like that, and then I'll probably just trim it on that other side too. Could come around. Sorry, can't decide what I want to do. And I don't know, I think you can get tissue paper like that on Amazon, but I'm not sure. You might be able to find it at Hobby Lobby. I don't know, I don't have a lot of luck finding old tissue paper, or, you know, old style tissue paper. Like I said, I got this on a gift, so that's why I have it. I just don't shop very often. I really don't like shopping. I do like to go to like thrift stores or antique stores every once in a while, but I still don't like to do that very much. So I just find stuff hit and miss, kind of. I don't really need anything. I've got so much junk in this room. Of course, there's always wants, right? But it's a little crazy sometimes. Okay, and then one little strip of something else. I made some more of this paper out of scraps, and this is just a key. I think I got it at Joann Fabrics, I'm pretty sure. Either that or it was Hobby Lobby. I don't know. It's one or the other. Those are the only places I can find paper around here. So Sometimes Michaels, but I have not had luck with Michaels in a while. I just don't like the paper or whatever. I don't know why, because I used to love everything at Michaels. But in the past few years, it's sort of been hit and miss with them. I think it's because they are moving more toward the kind of planner, modern look, which that's awesome because there's loads of people doing that. So, but it's just not my particular style. So, and then also they've moved away a lot from, well, every place has, from paper crafting in general, it seems like. Like there's not nearly as much paper and paper crafting supplies, I feel like. I don't know, I could be wrong. It could be just my area. Okay, and then I have this gentleman. He would look good on there. Very good. And then we'll put something up at the top too. Again. Oopsie, yikes, his cane is fragile. I've had to start writing fragile on all of my book cradles when I ship them out, because it's happened to me before and I started writing fragile on it and then it went fine for the longest time and then I quit writing fragile, you know how you do. And then I had one another get shattered. Shattered. In shipping, and I just told my husband, I'm like, do you know how hard they'd have to throw that box for that to shatter like that? I mean, one whole end of it just shattered little chunks. It's like, I mean, it's pretty solid plastic. You know, it does have those 3D printers print with kind of a framework, you know, like a scaffolding or something like that. I don't know what you would call it, inside. So they're not completely solid. There is some hollow spots, but for the most part, there's, you know, an inner framework to the whole thing. And then plus, you know, it's just a pretty solid plastic material. So I'm always amazed when they manage to break them. I'm like, man, you had to just huck that sucker or drop it from a really high height. Like maybe it's an airplane or something, like it gets dropped out of the airplane or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, shattered. I mean, not that putting fragile on the box is going to help, but I think it actually does. I don't think they're quite as rough with them if you write that on there. But if you get one and you see fragile on the box and you're like, what in the world? That's why. I'm just trying to prevent them from getting destroyed before they get to you. No guarantees. Yeah, I just don't think they would be super easy to break, but if you step on them or, you know, crush them somehow, they can't, because they've got those two, like, the, like, wings that come out, and that those can be, you know, snapped if they're put pressure on or something. So, I don't know. These are just Tim Holtz bits. Like that. Oh, I had those other ones too. These are kind of fun. A little bit smaller too. These ones are cool. I like the blue better. I'm gonna end up covering up all that stuff up there that I like. If I do that, maybe I'll do, I don't know, I just feel like it needs, what is it? What does it need? Needs something a little smaller, because we're also going to put a little bit of fabric up at the top. I keep pulling this one out, and I should probably, I don't know, do what with it, but it's just 16, and I guess that's, you know, it's a number and it wouldn't matter, but I just always feel like that's like on somebody's 16th birthday, or I don't know. Is that stupid? It's not. It's just the number 16, but I don't know. I just... brain. All right, let's put some stuff up at the top. I think that'll work. I just needed a little something else. I don't know why I instantly go to the age with that number. That's kind of funny. Maybe it's because it is kind of a prominent, like an age that you remember, or like a special sort of an age in people's lives, I think. Like you get to learn to drive and, you know, I don't know. Something like that. Okay, what am I going to put on this one? Maybe a little bit of this coffee dye. I don't know that he doesn't seem like the sparkly tool type, maybe, but just kind of want like a ruffly thing, maybe. What else? This is going to take a few staples, and then I just undid that. You know, the opening of this is not enough. I do struggle with that quite frequently, getting it over the top of things. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. If you feel like it could be a little bit bigger opening. Silliness, right? All the silliness. Oh, you know what? I just stapled that paper together because I forgot. Oh my goodness. Well, this paper is going to have a hole in it because I'm not going to start over on that. Here, I fixed the lady's head with the flower. I finally get this staple in, and I stapled the paper closed. Okay, let's open the paper, Amy. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to have to use some glue because you guys are going to be ready to scream watching me try to do that. Ready to scream. And I understand. It was looking good too. Isn't that frustrating? I think I like these, the eyelash trim on this stuff because it just reminds me of like strings of, you know, thread or whatever. Oh, there's this too. That piece of the... Now it's hot in here. I swear there's no happy medium. My cat last night, oh my gosh. Because like I told you guys, our power went out. And he lost his marbles like a 2-year-old. I don't know if you've ever, like your kids, my sister and I would always talk about that because... her kids, when she lived with us for a while her husband was in the police academy, and you know, like the power would go out, and we would talk about how kids lose their marbles when the power goes out, like something about the no more noise or whatever, that silence that happens when the power goes out, because you don't hear like the hum of the refrigerator or anything. And that's what Pasha was like last night. He was tearing around the house. He kept trying to chase me, but it was like, dude, I can't see anything. I'm afraid I'm gonna like step on you, because I was trying to carry around either my phone or I have those candles that aren't real candles. And so I was holding one of those and trying to, you know, see where I was going, and I was trying to get some other candles out and get a candle out for Theron, because like I said, it ended up being 2 hours and he wanted to take a shower. So Anyway, the whole time I'm trying to do all this stuff, that cat is tearing around under my feet, acting like a lunatic. And I'm like, what? Just stop. I don't know why. I guess because same thing. Like, he's so used to that constant noise or hum or whatever that he just was losing it. Jules just laid down and fell asleep. Like, she was like, whatever. But he was just being a knothead. I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt you because you're under my feet every 2 seconds. I mean, he's a big white puppy thing. That helps, but still. Okay, so there's that. Is that crazy with all those staples? I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's different. Sorry about the holes in it. But anyway, yeah, he was just being a lunatic. Just completely nuts. And that's all I could think of is little kids when they kind of lose it when the power goes out. And they do. It's weird. It's wacky. It's like, it's okay. It's just the power is out. That's all. Yeah, because I was telling Theron, you can, here's a candle. You can go in and take a shower. And he's like, that's weird. I won't be able to see anything. That's terrifying, you know? Because again, our kids have never hardly had to deal with that. Isn't that funny? Stuff that used to be an everyday occurrence, like you used your candle and you did whatever had to be done, or you went to bed or whatever. But yeah, I found it's just fascinating to me, that whole thing. The cat was very interesting though. I thought they would just sort of lay down or whatever, you know, like wouldn't really care. But not Pasha. He was like, what is going on? And I need to be right in the middle of whatever it is. Yeah, I like that. Like it, like it, like it. I'm really liking it. Okay, last one. How long have I been yammering at you guys? Oh, 47 minutes. Okay, what are we going to do with this one? But yeah, he was funny. I was laughing, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm trying not to kill you. Can you not get under my feet? Or me, you know, that's the other. I don't really want to eat it right now. That would not help my, all my numerous injuries and whatnot that I've had lately, which I banged my hand again yesterday. So I think that's just going to be a constant until the doctor thinks it'll stop doing that, you know, because it's most likely from the steroid. But who knows? We'll see what the rheumatologist says. I've got an appointment for that. And so, yay. Hopefully we'll get that all handled. But, yeah. Never dreamed that would get the cat acting psycho. And he just thought he was being the cutest thing ever, just bebopping and puffing up and just dude. Can you not right now, please? I mean, you're real cute, but okay. This one did edge on a little Halloween-y to me because I guess I did sort of make it kind of dark looking, but I just really liked it. And then with the black and white photos, you know, but I don't know. I liked it. So with the darkness of the buildings in the background and all that. Oh, well, I guess it'll just give you something to use on Halloween too, right? Okay, we're going to try to just sort of tear these off so that they're torn on all edges instead of you know, cut up there. And I always end up scooping them more, but it's okay because we'll probably put some stuff up there again since that's fun. I'm trying not to mess it up this time. Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't know that the power's gone out. Maybe during the day, you know, when it doesn't really matter. it's gone out. But since Pasha's been around, I don't know that, I mean, we've had him for like 11 years. I'm sure at some point it has, but I think it generally comes back on much faster than it did last night, so you don't hardly notice. But yeah, he was being a kook. Cute little kook. That cat is something altogether different, I'm gonna say. I've had a Persian before too, and he was awesome. I loved that cat. Super lovey and stuff, and Pasha's the opposite. He's not very lovey at all, but he's just a nut. Like, he's the most entertaining cat I think I've ever had. I've had a lot of cats, but he takes the cake. Yeah, that does make it much easier if you put some glue down. Well, and the fabric sticks to it. Some of the fabrics don't stick very well to glue. So there's that. But if it'll stick, it works pretty good. Okay. Maybe we'll use some of this, sorry, on this one. Yeah, I smashed my hand yesterday when I was moving the camera up there. It's always something. It's always something. Doesn't hurt, it's just ugly. Trying to make this a tiny bit lighter, just because, yeah, like I said, the background's so dark. Maybe I want to do this. Got just a little bit of this. I can't decide what I want to do, can you tell? I'm just kind of making little lumps and bumps and whatever. I'm not doing anything fancy. Okay. Man, none of that paper is going anywhere underneath there, is all I gotta say about that. Let's see, what else do we want? Needs a little something else. A little something. It's kind of a bummer because I cut that rose off up there. The Glowforge marks on it. Maybe I need a bigger one. Like half of one. Part of one. Yes, part of one. Just do like there. Yes, that works. Okay. I kind of want to put some color to this. Let me see here. We'll try this. Let's try some of the blueprint sketch. Oh, I forgot to grab the water while I was over there. Hold on. Bear with me. I know I'm cruising on an hour here. We're almost there. We're almost there. Do a little walnut too. Okay, I'm gonna get that dry and attached, and I'll come right back and just show you what it looks like. Okay, I am back. So that was a little while. my daughter called me and we got talking, and I just kept working on this as we were talking. And so anyways, it's been I don't know, 45 minutes or something. So I finished it. So I'm going to do just a flip through so you guys can see the whole thing. So I'm going to come in just a little bit closer. Okay, so I added this little flower, some of the black tulle that we were using, and then some of the eyelash trim there. It just felt like for a cover, it needed more than what was there. So I added that, and then this is all the same. Here's our little notepad that we did. I added just some cogs here, some of my rusty cogs. So you can write a lot on that. There's quite a bit of writing room. And then on the next couple pages are the same. These are the same. And then we have our tag in here that we did today. And then that one opens out like, why am I struggling with this one so much? This. And it does have the staple holes, so I apologize about that. I just want to redo the whole thing after all of that. That was a silly, dumb moment for me, so don't do that to yours. And then the next pages are the same, and these are the same. And then down here on our envelope, I added a piece of that tissue paper that I was using, and then a couple cogs and a number. And inside of here are tags that we didn't do together. These ones are just basic, so I figured, oopsie, I hope I haven't been cutting everything off the whole time. So I figured you guys would obviously be able to figure that out. And then the backs are just like that. I did stitch these directly on here. They're just bunches of, you know, fabric, kind of like we were doing. I added a couple cogs to this one. So those just tuck in there. Like so. And then our final tag that we did today is here. I added a 2, a couple cogs. It, you know, can flip open. You're probably gonna, whoever gets it can fold it all the way back and crease it. I just don't want to do that. So yeah, but it's got some writing paper there. And then I added just a little fabric cluster again here. Needed more of the eyelash trim, I felt like, since I didn't add it to the top of this tag. And then back here is what you guys already saw. So that is it. That was so fun. In fact, I think I probably am going to end up doing another one. Did I cut stuff off? I keep going ahead, you know, too far up on the camera. That's what happens when you move stuff around. You have to find your bearings again. I want it to be close enough so you guys can see it. So, but yeah, there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole process and maybe got a few ideas or something. And this will go in my shop hopefully by the time this video goes up. So I will chat at you guys again tomorrow. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye.